Here's how to automate anything with DeepSeek R1, and it could be one of the biggest productivity hacks of the year. Today, I'm going to show you how to automate DeepSeek R1 directly with Make and Climb for pure automation magic. And if you want to automate your emails, your blogs, your social media, your websites, even apps, you can do it all using DeepSeek R1. I'll show you exactly how to do it. We won't be using the chat directly. This is using some other productivity tools, and it's basically the Avengers of automation. Now, one of the best things as well about this is that you can actually use Make and plug in the API. I'll show you exactly how to do it because it's not what you think, and you have to use a different technique, which I'll come on to in a minute. And I'll also show you how to get access to hundreds of free automations using make.com because you can get access. They do have a completely free plan like you can see right here, and then you can just plug in your API. I'll show you how to do that in a sec. Let's go. All right, so first place you're going to start is at make.com, and then we're going to log in, and you just create an account, pretty simple stuff. Now from here, once you're in, you're just going to go to scenarios, and you can basically build out all these different automations like you can see right here. So for example, we've automated auto blogging, we've automated, for example, social media distribution, reciprocal content improvement workflows, even like email virtual assistants, right? It's super simple to do inside Make. So what you're going to do is create a new scenario like you see right here. So if you want to do, just to recap on the steps, you go to scenarios, then go to create a new scenario, and then from here, you're going to start building stuff out, right? As an example of this, we'll go back to new scenario, then we're going to go down to virtual assistants, email virtual assistant. And then inside here, what you can see is this is taking content from Gmail. So our emails that are coming inbound, then it's going to ChatGPT, then it's going to Gmail. But we don't want ChatGPT anymore. That is old news, my friends. And instead, we're going to switch through to a totally different connection. So I'm going to delete that module. All right. And by the way, all the templates, all the blueprints from today, they're inside my free course, link in the comments description. And if we type in, for example, OpenRouter, this is what you want to use. Now, what you don't want to use is DeepSeek directly, because from what I've seen, just doesn't work. Like the integration just doesn't work. You're going to be going back and forth with it like a yo-yo, getting super frustrated. Don't be like me. Instead, go to OpenRouter, create a chat completion, connect. We're going to drag that down. We'll unlink that. Then we're going to drag it in the middle. We'll keep this super neat and auto-aligned. And if you're wondering, okay, how do you connect OpenRouter to make.com? So you actually just click on add over there, and then you can just plug in your API key. If you're not sure how to get an API key, then what you could do is if you go to openrouter.ai/settings/keys, and then just create a key directly inside there. Now, one of the other things to note here is like when you're using API calls directly inside make.com, if you're using ChatGPT, it's going to be a lot more expensive than if you're using DeepSeek because DeepSeek's API is much cheaper, especially with the new release of DeepSeek R1. So from here, we've already got this connected, so I'm just going to X off that, but you know how to set it up now. Then we're going to select the model, and you can see all these different models, right? Now, just a little quick tip for you. If you type in free, there's a ridiculous amount, an absolute redonkulous amount of free API models that you can get access to, including the new one from Gemini 2.0 Flash Thinking. But for now, we're going to focus on DeepSeek R1 because that's what I promised. And we're going to click on that. And then inside here, we can just take a message, right? So for example, we could take the text content from this email here. We'll select this to user. And I'm going to say, okay, need reply to my email from Gmail. All right. And I'm also going to give you like an access to a ridiculous amount of automations in a second, but we'll come on to that later. And I'll first of all show you how to set up a Make automation super simple with DeepSeek R1. So basically we're taking the content from Gmail. It's going to pull in the information from each email that comes into our inbox. Then that's going to send it over to OpenRouter. We're going to be using Deep R1 to create an automation where we answer our emails directly based on this, right? We'll hit save like so. That's taking the text information there. What we can also do as well is we can include, for example, like the subject line, and we could put subject and then email content here, right? So the prompt knows, okay, this is the email content, this is the subject line. You could also, for example, like include the reply to address. So you say person who emailed me, right? And then we're going to hit save. Pretty simple so far. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to delete that. We're going to click on reply to address. Subject line, we'll keep the subject line the same. And then from here, delete that. We're going to say, okay, content equals the choices from DeepSeek R1 inside the content, right? And so basically what you can see here, just to explain the automation before we run it, is we're taking the content from Gmail that's just plugged in. This runs for each email. Then that's going to run through to DeepSeek R1. DeepSeek R1 is going to construct the reply to the email. And then inside the Gmail section here, we've got the subject line already filled in. We've got the email address already filled in. And it will just use the content and the choices based on what DeepSeek comes up with right here. And so basically, literally in a few clicks, this is not taking long at all, has it? Let's be honest. We've automated something that would probably take hundreds of hours to handle in the future. And just something to note here as well is that we've actually created a draft here. We're not going to send the email straight away, simply because, it is AI. It's not perfect. It does lack a bit of common sense sometimes. We don't want to mess anything up, right? And if you're wondering, okay, how do I add these modules? So if you want to add Gmail, you just click on Gmail, all right? Then that's going to watch your emails. If you want to add a Gmail, create a draft module, you can just click on the plus sign, Gmail, create a draft, boom, shakalaka, we're in, right? And then you just connect to your email address. If you're wondering how we link these together, it's pretty simple. So if I just right click and then unlink that, you would just drag that over there, right? And that just links them back up again. This is based on chronological order. So it's going from Gmail to DeepSeek to Gmail, right? Really, really simple and easy to understand. I actually find this a lot faster and easier than setting up a Zapier. So from here, we're going to click on run once and we shall see what we get back. Just one thing to note here as well before we run that is that you can actually choose the folder that you want to pull in the emails from, right? So for example, if you just want to take it from your inbox, pretty simple right there. And if we click on choose where to start, what I'm going to do is just send a test email to myself so we can use this as a test run to see what happens next. So we'll send the test email to myself and then we can use that for the make automation. So as an example of that, we got this email to answer right here. We're going to hit save. We shall just run this bad boy just to show you an example of what this looks like, right? So that's now running through DeepSeek is answering the email. Obviously something like R1, it is a powerful, logical reasoning model. You probably don't need it to answer your emails, but I just want to give you an example of what this looks like, right? And how you can automate anything that you come up with. Now, the only limit to any of this is your own creativity, because, for example, if you have an idea for a tool, for a workflow, for an automation, etc., then you can pretty much create whatever you want inside make.com as long as it's linked to like some main apps. All right, so DeepSeek is now running the automation, like you can see, answering the email. It is a reasoning model, so it's typically not going to be as fast as, say, DeepSeek version 3. But DeepSeek version 3 as well is available inside make.com. You can just switch in the model section of OpenRouter. And so that's just going to get done right here, and then it will fire it off back to Gmail. So now you can see the automation is completed, and we have the email written right here. Now, a few things I would improve on this. Number one, obviously you can improve the prompt to get much better outputs, but you get the idea. Now, once the automation is completing, like you see, you can actually see the output right here. So for example, you can see that it's taken the AI automation information, the text content, etc. directly from our emails. Here's another example. So if we go to the DeepSeek content creator previously built with, I'm actually just going to duplicate that. All right. So if you go to options and then clone in the top right, we'll change this to DeepSeek R1. I'll show you how simple it is, because every time a new DeepSeek model gets released, and it does seem to happen more and more often, then it's quite easy to just update this with the OpenRouter module. That's the beauty of it. It's like, if there's a new API that comes out, all you do is you switch the model down here. So for example, previously we were using DeepSeek R. Now we're going to switch it to DeepSeek R1, and we'll hit save on that. Then we'll choose a keyword that we want to create content for based on my spreadsheet. So let's take, for example, Spring Hill. And if we run this, what it's going to do is it's going to take the keyword from Google Sheets, create an article with it using DeepSeek, and then plug that into WordPress. Let me show you exactly how this works step by step. So it's now creating the content, and once it's created the content, like you can see, it's actually going to send that over to WordPress. So for example, if we go on here, this is one actually created yesterday. We can preview the article, and basically what it's done is it's taken the content, it's taken the keyword from our spreadsheet, plugged that through DeepSeek R1. R1 has then written the content and plugged it directly into WordPress. And from there, we've got a blog post ready to go. Now, if you want more ideas on automations you can actually build, if you go to make.com/en/templates, then go to AI, there's a whole section on different templates that you can take here, right? And all you would do is swap out the ChatGPT module for DeepSeek R1, right? So for example, like automating blog to social media, Telegram bot, using like a ChatGPT Telegram bot, summarizing emails and sending it to Slack, right? There's just so much you can do and so many different apps you can link together. You can even do like web scraping, Perplexity, sending WhatsApp messages, etc. Like whatever you want to do is pretty much on this list. And now this is finally sent to WordPress. I do think because it's just been released recently, maybe the API is a little bit slower than normal. But you can see here on the page, we've got the article ready to go. That was pretty simple and easy to do. It's added the internal links inside our content. You can see the history as well. If you just click on the ones, you can see how far it's run. And then here's all the content ready to go. And that was really simple and easy to do. Along with that, inside the prompt that we use inside make.com, it's actually personalized the content to our funnels, to our internal links, to our sitemap, and it's even pitched what we're selling, as you can see right here. So really simple and powerful, but it works beautifully. You can also just automate this so it runs every 15 minutes, which means it's going to check your spreadsheet every 15 minutes for new updates. If it finds an update, the automation will run and go straight over to WordPress or whatever you've linked it to. So there's all sorts of things you can do with this. So many different things you can automate with it. It's absolutely amazing. So what you can also do here is if you go to the templates gallery inside make.com, what you're going to find is if you select the AI section here, there's all sorts of crazy stuff you can build and automate using DeepSeek. And all you do is replace, for example, ChatGPT directly with OpenRouter. So for example, if we're having a look at this, we're like, right, okay, what we're going to connect here, what we're going to connect. You know, you can have, for example, social media automations, translation automations. You can post directly to social media. So there's actually like automation that takes your WordPress blogs and then posts them over to Twitter. And there's loads of cool stuff. And then if you want to just try one out, you can click on try it over here. And then if you want to use these make templates, all you need to do is just make sure you have all these things connected, and then you can create a scenario from the template, right? So you need to make sure you have these connections set up first, do the guided setup, and then from there, you can actually use the template. And yeah, pretty amazing stuff. You can post to like LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. Automate your WordPress directly. What happens if you don't just want to automate apps, but you actually want to automate, for example, the building of websites, tools, etc.? So I'm going to show you a really interesting way to do this locally on your laptop. Now, if you want to automate, for example, websites, apps, one of the best ways to do that is to download Visual Studio Code, then go to extensions and type in Cline. Now, Cline will allow you to access DeepSeek's API directly. So you just install it as an extension, and then once that's done, you can scroll down to Cline over here. And inside Cline, if we go to Settings, pop in your OpenRouter API key, select DeepSeek R1, hit done, and then you can create whatever projects you want. So for example, inside Cline, here's a project I actually built out recently for a SEO agency, like you can see. So we say create a website for Julian Gold's SEO agency. Here's all the details, really personalize it to us and our brand, etc. It went off, created the file. The whole project actually cost $0.7. So super cheap there, 70 cents to build out a whole agency website. And then if you want to open up the index HTML, you can ask Cline to run it for you, execute the command, or you can just drag it into your browser like you can see. And that is our website ready to go, right? Super clean, super nice, all customized to me and my business. Nice little get in touch section there, free strategy session, SEO services, etc. All right, and you can do that locally with OpenRouter. Again, just plug in your API key, select the right model that you want, boom shakalaka, you're off to the races. So if you want to get access to some of my best DeepSeek make.com automations, you can get that inside my free SEO course along with the video notes from today. And additionally, if you scroll down to SEO systems inside our free SEO course, link in the comments description, and then scroll down from there to DeepSeek R1, there's tons of great automations and prompts right there, along with another section on how to basically build anything using DeepSeek. Now, every single lesson inside this free course comes with a video tutorial plus video notes and step-by-step SOPs. So feel free to get that link in the comments description. Additionally, if you want to get a free one-to-one SEO strategy session, feel free to book that in. We'll show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 business a month and generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales on autopilot. On this free link building acceleration session, you'll get a free SEO domination plan. So you'll discover how to generate more lead sales and profits from your website. You'll discover a tried and tested and proven link building strategy. You can ask our world-class SEO experts about any questions that you're facing. You'll learn the best link building strategy for your website, plus how to quickly outrank your competitors at link building, and how to 10x SEO traffic based on what's working for us. Feel free to get that link in the comments description, and hope to speak with you soon. Cheers, bye-bye.